Welcome, everyone. We're about to get started here in just a minute. Hang tight. Glad you guys were able to make it. If you guys have any questions at any point, literally just hit the chat button and drop your questions in the chat. This is an interactive training tonight. I want to make sure that I answer all of you guys' questions. There's no dumb questions. Okay. Literally, a year and a half ago, I had so many questions before I got started with this. And so, it's totally normal to have questions, to be skeptical. You're not going to offend me. Um, that's why I'm doing this training, is because I want to be accessible and actually have a conversation with all of you guys who are interested, who are looking at digital marketing, whether you're brand new to it or whether you're just trying to get to the next level. Like maybe you've made a little bit of money, or maybe you've launched and you're trying to figure out how to get to 10K a month. Um, that's what I'm here for tonight, and I am super excited to share with you guys a little bit about it. Um, Really quick in the chat, if you guys could just let me know where you're watching from, whether it's like a city and state or if you're out of the country. Either way, love to know where you guys are at, and then let me know if you're brand new to this or if you have a little bit of experience with digital marketing or affiliate marketing. Sonia from Boston, welcome. Andrew O'Donnell from Ohio. Okay, awesome. Welcome, Andrew. And if you guys don't know where the chat is, if you're on a computer, it's going to be on that bar um, right underneath like the camera view. There's a thing that says chat, or if you're on your phone, just tap the screen and you should see an option pop up for chat. Or you might have to hit more options and then chat, one or the other. Okay, and then let me just do this so that you guys can make sure everybody's seeing me right. Can everybody hear me okay? Everybody can see me okay? I'm going to be sharing my screen and showing you a few things tonight. So I want to make sure everybody can see and that we're all good. Um, and I'm going to wait just like another 60 seconds before I dive in on this in case people are hopping on late. I know I just had the automated email reminder go out. I haven't seen it pop up. There it is. Okay. So, hey, Melissa. Good to see you on here. Hey, Kathleen from New Jersey. If you guys just hopped on, go ahead and drop in the chat where you're watching from, and if you're brand new to this, or if you have some experience with affiliate marketing and digital marketing in the past. Um, we're going to cover tonight. Let me back up. My name is Ben. If you guys don't know who I am, on Instagram, I'm the work from home couple. I'm assuming that's how you found me. Um, and my wife and I have been in the online space for over 8 years now. We've been doing a lot of different things online, different side hustles, different ways to make money. Some of them have done really well, some of them haven't. And so, we've got a lot of experience with different types of side hustles and things like that. Um, a year and a half ago, I, like I'm sure many of you guys, started seeing people posting on Instagram about digital marketing, affiliate marketing, and they were talking about like crazy numbers of how much money they were making. Like we're talking like, you know, six figures a month type of money. And at first it was just noise. Like, I mean, you see stuff online all the time. You don't know what's real. You don't know if people are just making stuff up or if they're scammers or whatever. Um, put a one in the chat if you guys like see stuff and you're just like wondering like how do I even know if this is real or not? Um, because there's so many things out there. Okay, so I mean I totally get it. That's how I was when I first saw this, but at a certain point I saw people that I actually knew who they were in real life. Um, people that I had like mutual friends with and things like that, they were talking about how they were doing this and making money. And I knew that they weren't the type of people that were scamming people. I mean, they're just normal people that were good people. Um, and so that caught my attention and that made me start to like actually rethink this and like take a closer look because I was like, if these people can be making that kind of money, then I know I could if it's legit, right? Um, so anyway, I was super skeptical, but I asked a lot of questions. Okay, I did my due diligence. I looked into it, and I realized this is actually a legitimate thing. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not, you know, illegal. It's nothing crazy. It's literally just a new way of using the incredible tools of social media and AI and some of these other tools for the average person to be able to set up an online business and make money with digital marketing. Um, so, long story short, I took a course to learn how to do this. It only took me about a week to learn it. Okay, and I'm not super tech savvy. Okay, I'm not like I don't know how to code. I'm not like a nerdy. Like I can do basic functions on a computer, basic functions on my cell phone, and that's it. Okay. So if this was super hyper complicated or I had to like take college courses to learn how to do it, I just wouldn't have done it. All right. But the course that I took just laid it out very simple step by step instructions for what to do to get started. And it only took me a week to set everything up. After that, after I launched, I started with a brand new Instagram account, zero followers, and I still made $10,000 in my first 30 days. Okay, for me that was like mind blowing. That was unexpected. It was life changing. Okay, to be able to make that kind of money in your first month of anything, job, business, anything, is crazy, right? Um, so drop a two in the chat if $10,000 would change your life in the next 30 days. Because for me at that point when I started this, that was life changing. And I was like, why would I ever do anything else? Because I was only spending 2 hours a day, literally, working on this business. You learn how to set up automations, you learn how to set up things that are just running on autopilot so that you don't have to be clocking in for 9 hours a day. You can just set it up one time. And as long as you're doing like the basic step-by-step stuff, I'm going to talk in this training about what that actually looks like. But it only takes a couple hours a day to maintain it. And you can be making six figures a year working 2 hours a day. That's insane. You can scale it up from there like I have. Um, so anyway, that's my story. At this point, I've made over $1 million with digital marketing, and I am now teaching people how to do this. Okay, and that's what I want to do on this webinar tonight is teach you guys what this is about, show you actually what the strategy is, what the business model looks like, and how it operates. Because there's so many people who are posting on social media talking about, and I mean, I do it too, right? Like, you'll see my reels where I talk about, use Canva and Chat GPT to make 10 grand in your next 30 days, right? But you're never going to get from a reel enough information to actually execute. Um, and so I want to kind of break it down for you guys simplify it as much as I possibly can so that you guys can see how this works, if it's something you're even interested in doing, and if so, how you can actually get started doing it just like I did. Um, but really quick, I want to address a couple things before we get started. Um, Number one, I'd love for you guys to just put in the chat some of the things that like you have either had as like skeptical concerns or things that you felt like would prevent you from being successful in doing this, just from what you know so far. Because you may not know much, but I know that a lot of people have like things that they're like, I couldn't be successful because I don't have a lot of followers, or I don't want to put my face on the internet. So could I still do this? Or is this something where I've got to invest, $20,000 in order to be successful paying for ads? These are all the questions that I had. plus others. So put that in the comments because I want to make sure that I'm hitting all of you guys' immediate concerns and questions as we go through this. But it's super important to me just to be able to share the details of this, to get into the nitty gritty, help you guys understand what this looks like, because it has completely changed my life. And like, just to be completely honest with you guys, the number one thing that I love about this business isn't the incredible numbers of how much money I've made, and I've made a lot of money. But it's not just about that. Like, you can be making millions of dollars, but if you're spending 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day to do it, when do you get to live your life? When do you get to spend time with your family? Like, is it really worth it? With with this business model, my favorite part is that I've been able to be present with my family. My wife has gone through some incredible health struggles over the past year that has demanded most of my time to be able to take care of her, to get her to her doctor's appointments, many of which we've had to travel out of state to do because they don't have the specialists here where we live to get her the care that she needed. So if I had to be working 8 to 10 hours a day or showing up for a regular job, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And I would have had to decide between paying the bills and taking care of my wife the way that I'd like to. This business model has given me the time freedom and like just the freedom in life to be able to say, you know what, if I need to take a day off, I can, and it's not going to affect our income. If I need to focus on my wife because she's having a bad day with her health and I need to spend extra time taking care of her and being present with her, and I can do that. And I know everybody's got different life situations, but time is the one thing that we all have in common as a limited resource that you can't get back. And money can't buy time. But if you are making enough money to take care of your bills and your needs in just a couple hours a day, then that amount of time that you're able to use for other things is priceless. And so that's why I am passionate about this business model. That's why I love this business model because I've done many other businesses in the past where it took all of my time. And it was great because, I had a lot of success, but to be able to have that kind of success and have my time at the same time has just been completely life changing. I'm so thankful to God for that. So, um, so let's dive in and let me show you behind the curtain what this actually looks like, how this works. And I want you guys to ask questions. I want you guys to stop me and just say, hey, like, what about this or what about that? Literally, no filter. Just ask me what you're thinking, okay? Because that's what this entire training is all about, is to give you guys the access to see how this goes. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you guys, in a nutshell, what the components of this business model is. And then I'm going to go into each step and show you, share my screen and show you some of the tools that I use and how this all works. Um, with digital marketing, and when I'm talking about digital marketing personally, the way that I do it, there's two different avenues that I use primarily to make money with this. Okay. The first is affiliate marketing. Now, if you're not familiar with the term affiliate marketing and what that means, is you're basically partnering with an existing company. It can be like a huge company like Nike or Dyson or some of these major brands, or it can be like a small business or something like that that has a little bit more niche product. But you can partner. 86% of companies have an affiliate option where they can partner with just average people like you and me, and you market their products online and then you've got like a specific link for you that you can give to customers that are interested in that product. And when they buy that product from that company, you get paid a commission. It's usually like, a percentage somewhere from 20% to like, sometimes you can get up to like 80 or 90% commission on different products. Okay, so it's really cool because you don't have to have your own product. You don't have to come up with an idea. You can just start marketing existing products that people already want, but you get paid commission because you're the one that like actually got the sale for that company. Okay. So that's affiliate marketing. The other side of things is just digital product sales. Okay. When I'm talking about selling digital products, a digital product is anything that's not physical. It's something, it's like a downloadable thing that you can download off of the internet, whether that's an ebook, it could be like a how-to guide, it could be a course, it could be a recipe, it could be like a Excel spreadsheet that solves a problem for somebody. But at the end of the day, it's usually something that's information based and it solves somebody's problem. Okay, everything in sales, every company, every business in the world, if they're successful, it's because they have something to offer that solves somebody's problem and somebody's willing to pay them money because they're getting a problem solved in return. Okay. Even if you're buying food from the grocery store, they're helping you solve your hunger problem, right? So that's why people pay money for things, is because you're helping them. And so there are limitless options of digital products that help people solve everyday problems that you can sell that and make a fortune. Because here's the cool part with the digital product side of things, as opposed to like affiliate marketing. Um, Digital products you can make 100% profit because if you either created the digital product or if you got what's called master resale rights or PLR rights, um, then every time that you sell a digital product, all the profit goes to you. You don't have to pay anybody else. Doesn't cost anything to reproduce it, right? It's just a digital download, so you can have somebody buy it 10 million times, but it doesn't cost you a dime more to make it. Um, so there's no shipping involved. There's no like any of the logistics that are with regular online like e-commerce stuff. It's so simple, and so that's why I love digital products. Okay, so those are the two things: affiliate marketing and digital product sales. Either one of those business models is going to work the same way in terms of like how you actually go about doing this to make money. The only difference is like at the end of like the purchase point, the point of purchase, where people are actually buying it and like how that money gets distributed. But here's how you go about this to be successful. Number one, you need three things. Okay, you need three things to have a successful digital marketing business online. All right, so if you guys are taking notes, this is where you want to start taking notes. Step one is you need to have a good product. Okay, now, like I just mentioned, there's limitless types of products out there, limitless types of categories. I mean, if you're looking at affiliate marketing, it could be shoes, it could be clothes, it could be electronics, anything. If you're looking at digital products, I already went through a few of those different options, but it can be something super simple like a cookie recipe. One girl who took this course, she sold her own cookie recipe for $3. She made $250,000 selling a $3 cookie recipe. Something that simple and that basic, you can make 250 grand off of, which is crazy. Okay. So it can be something as simple as that, or it could be something like, a master class on, financial freedom or something like, home buying tips, things like that, right? So you could have full spectrum, different types of options, but you need to have something that solves somebody's problem. So, how many of you guys that like not having a product, put a three in the chat right there if you have worried about I don't have anything to sell. I don't know what I would sell. I don't have any ideas or products that I would be able to use to be successful. If that's been an obstacle or a thought for you, put a three in the chat. Um, and here's why that doesn't need to be an issue for you. Okay, I'm going to share my screen here in a second, and I'm going to show you guys multiple different ways that you can solve the problem of having a good, solid product to start with when you're building your business. Okay, give me 1 second to pull this up. Um, all right, I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see my screen here. Give me a thumbs up or an emoji in the chat if you guys can see my screen. I don't know where the chat actually went. Hmm. Show chat. There we go. Okay. You guys can see it. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So this is the first place. I'm just going to show you one option. Okay. There are websites like this one here, Digistore 24, where you can go online and you can find products that are already tested and good and solid, and they provide value and they solve problems for people. And you can either purchase the rights to sell them, just like basically one time. It can be like a $25 product that then you can resell and make your money back in your first sale. Um, there's plenty of options that you can choose from here. And so you can just go on, there's other websites like this too. This isn't the only one, but this is just one example where you can go online and you can find products to sell. Um, and whether it's an affiliate product or whether it's master resale rights, there are so many products out there that you can choose from that are already proven to work. Okay. Here's another option here, ClickBank. This is affiliate specific, but you can come on here and you can find hundreds of different options for products that you can get an instant affiliate partnership with to be able to start marketing and making money online. Okay. Tons of other great resources here on these websites as well, but this is just two options out of many where you can find products to start with. The other cool thing is that um, there's and I'm going to talk about our course here in just a second. But when you sign up for our course, our program, you're going to get like somewhere between 10 and 15 products, digital products that you can turn around and resell day one. Okay, that have already like established themselves as being solid, like really good products. So that's one option. Also, if you did want to work with me, I help my students every single day. Like it's one of the first conversations I have with them is about what product to sell and figuring that out based on your interests, based on your like expertise, your experience in life. Like I help you narrow down what's a good product to start with that's going to make you really good money. And sometimes it's creating one yourself. I've created products in an afternoon using ChatGPT that are really solid and actually really help people. You just have to know the right things to do. But at the end of the day, all that to say, just because you don't have an idea or you don't have, some brilliant invention doesn't mean that you can't go out here and make millions of dollars or, even if it's just you want to make an extra 500 a month. Um, there are people every single day who have not even created any product themselves that are still making fantastic income with this. Um, okay, so back to the three things. So you need a good product to sell. That's step one. Step two is you need to be able to have an online platform where people can purchase that product. Okay, um, that means like a website where people can actually go online, download your product, and make payment to you where you receive the money. Okay. So you need a good product to sell. You need a place where people can buy it, and then um, you need to be able to get the right people in front of that product so that they actually want to purchase it. Okay. So those are the three things. Steps two and three. Let's talk about how you do that. Okay. Um, Having an online website where somebody can purchase your product, like let's just take a second. Put yes in the chat if that sounds overwhelming to you, or you're like, there's no way I'm building a website. Payment systems, like that, I don't even know a thing about payment systems. Um, if that just sounds like, oh my gosh, you just lost me deer in the headlights, put yes in the chat. Okay. Because that like that threw me for a loop when I started thinking about that for myself. Okay. When I started doing this, I had never even considered building a website. I had not touched that. Um, like if you had asked me to even start with that, I wouldn't have known where to start, what to even think about. Okay. So I totally feel you. You do not need to be able to do anything crazy with technology in order to be successful doing this. Okay, I'm going to show you really quick how you can create an online sales platform literally within a couple days. Um, and it's laid out super simple. I'll share my screen again. Okay. Um, okay. This is one option. Okay. And there's plenty more. This is on System.io. You'll hear other people talk about Stand Store and beacons and ClickFunnels. There's a bunch of different platforms, but they all basically do the same thing. Okay, it's a place where you can create a website and set up a place where you can collect people's payment information in exchange for a product. Okay, now in building a website, you don't need with this platform, you don't need to know how to use code. You don't need to know anything like techie. You don't need to be literate in any of that stuff. Okay. Our course that we have actually walks you through each step of this with four different platforms, this one included. But it is literally so simple when you know the right tools and you have somebody walking you through how to do this. You can set up a website. I've done it in like 2 hours before. Set up a brand new website with this. Once you figure out and you do it one time, it's so easy, you guys. It is insane to me. I'm like, how did I not know that this type of system was available to be able to do this? Um, and y'all, like I said, you don't need to be tech savvy. I knew nothing about this before doing this. I just had to have somebody walk me through the process one time, and then I was like, it's like copy paste, like drag and drop, and it's almost like putting together like IKEA furniture or building a like a Lego set. How many of you guys have ever like built something that has an instruction manual? Okay, it's that's how easy this is with your website. As long as you've got the instruction manual for how to put it together, it's not hard to do. Um, so that's just one example. Um, but here's the thing with the online platforms. In order to do this correctly, you want to be able to set up a full spectrum automated system so that when people and we're going to talk about how to find your target audience here in a second. That's step three. But when you've got a product to offer, you can have you can have like the best product in the world, but you've got to be able to have a system where people can click a link, go to your website, learn about the product. There's information there that answers their questions, frequently asked questions, stuff like that. And then has a place where they can actually input their payment information, make the purchase right then and there, download the product, and you didn't have to be involved in the process at all. Completely passive on your part. Okay. You didn't like, I don't know about you. I don't want to have to be like collecting people's pay, like credit card information over the phone or, like processing payments or anytime somebody wants to purchase something, I've got to like stop what I'm doing and like, you know, talk to them. Okay. If I had to do that in order to make money, guys, like I would just not succeed right now. Okay. Um, the beauty of digital marketing in the way that we do it is that it's an automated system so that you can be making money in your sleep. That's the way that this should work. So that if it's 4 in the morning and you are sleeping on your pillow and you've got a customer who lives in Hawaii and it's still like 8 p.m. for them, they and I'm sure the time zones don't match up, so don't quote me on that. But if somebody's awake at 4 a.m. and they want to purchase your product, they should be able to go on your website and do it without you even knowing about it. And when you wake up in the morning, you're like, hey, I got paid. That's what happens to me every single day. Okay. I wake up in the morning, I check my email, I'm looking to see how many times somebody purchased my product overnight because I've got my systems dialed in to where people can find me online and make those purchases and get all their needs met without me even having to be a part of that process. And that's how you can scale this to making 6 figures a month or making like an incredible amount of money because like as long as you've got enough people that are interested in what you have to offer, it doesn't matter if it's 6 million people or like 6 people or 6 million people. Your systems are taking care of all this for you so that you don't even have to worry about it. Now, there's a lot of things that go into that process to make that dialed in. I don't have time to get into all of it right here on this call, but I will just tell you that once you've got the things set up in place and you've got it up and running, it only took me a week to do that when I started this. Okay. It took me a week to set everything up, get all those automated systems in place. And then from there, you're just working a couple hours a day doing step three. And step three is traffic. Okay. Traffic means getting the people that are interested in what you have to offer onto your website so that they can actually make the purchase if they want your product. All right. You can have the best product in the world. Okay. You can literally have the most incredible, mind blowing, problem solving solution out there. But if nobody knows about it and nobody can find it, you're not going to make any money. Okay. So this is where a lot of people get hung up with digital marketing is they don't know how to get in front of their target audience or find their customers. All right. So how many of you guys have worried about, put a one in the chat, if you've been concerned about not having enough followers or not knowing how to find people who would actually purchase your product. Put a two if you're like, I don't want my friends and family to know, and I don't want to have to sell things to my friends and family to be successful. Okay, so put a one if you've been worried about not having enough followers or whatever. Put a two if you're scared of having to talk to your friends and family. um, Look, I feel like we grew up, at least I grew up, in an era where side hustles was equivalent to like talking to your friends and family trying to get them to buy something from you, right? Kind of like a glorified lemonade stand. um, this is not like that at all. Okay, you do not ever have to call your friends and family or email your friends and family to ask them to be involved with this business. If you're having to do that to be successful, you're doing something wrong. Okay, you should be able to follow the steps that I can teach you how to do. If you're doing everything right, you should be completely dealing with strangers that are excited about what you have to offer and they're so thankful that they found you and there's no pressure involved. They're just like excited to hand you their money because you've got something that they're looking for. That's what this is about. Okay, this is not a pressure tactic. This is not hard sales. This is not cold calling. You are literally just finding the people that need what you have and they're going to be excited to pay for it. It's a win-win situation. Okay. How how many of you guys feel like that would make you feel better that your customers are excited to pay you money versus people that are feeling like you're cranking their arm to like pay for something they don't actually want? All right. This is so much less stressful and so much better than anything else I've ever done. Um, to address the other question about needing to have a lot of followers, okay, you don't need to have a lot of followers. That's a huge misconception. When I first started this, my conception of being successful with affiliate marketing or digital marketing is that you had to be some massive influencer with millions of followers to be able to, or at least like hundreds of thousands of followers, to be actually making good money with this. I had heard somebody say one time that like the number of followers that you have roughly equates to how much money you can make per year. Where so like meaning if you had 100,000 followers, you can make $100,000 a year. Okay, that is completely bogus these days. That is not true at all. Here's the proof of why I know personally that that is not true. When I started this, like I told you guys, I started a brand new account on Instagram with 0 followers. I didn't connect it to like any of my personal pages. And I didn't tell my friends and family about it. Okay, I just started posting online and following the steps, and I made $10,000 in my first 30 days, and I had less than 1,000 followers at the end of that 30 days. Okay, so I did get some new followers. You have to have some people following you, but I made 10 grand with less than 1,000 followers. So you for sure don't have to have a lot of friends. I mean, you could like, there's people who are making, hundreds of dollars with just like less than 100 followers. You don't need to have a lot of people to be able to make a lot of money. All right. So I just wanted to like crush that misconception because it is completely bogus. If you're doing the right things and you're finding your target audience, then as long as you're like presenting everything in the right way and your automations are dialed in, you should be able to make good money with very few people. Um, Now, that being said, one of the uh, one of the things that comes with your success as you're doing the right things, you're going to build your following. So yes, over time, you're going to grow your following. And like you see now, like a year and a half later, I've got 118,000 followers on Instagram. That came as the result of doing the right things and making a lot of money, not the reverse. So I did not have to have that to be successful. I got that because I was successful. Does that make sense? And the same thing will happen to you if you're doing the right things. Um, okay, so how do you get your target audience and find your customers online so that they actually purchase your product? There's a lot of different things that go into that. Um, but I'll give you like a few basic tips right now. Okay. Number one, the thing that's driving the most sales or the most uh, like engagement with finding your target audience is reels, or if you're on TikTok, TikTok videos. Um, YouTube Shorts is like kind of the equivalent on YouTube. But those little short, like 4 to 7 second reels that are just short video clips with text on the screen and a call to action and basically just presenting the, a common problem and how you can solve it. And if you can do that in 4 to 7 seconds, so easy, guys. It literally takes me like 15 to 20 minutes to make one of these reels. And you don't even have to show your face. Like it can just be like of a nature scene. It can be the video doesn't really matter that much as long as it's not like ugly or weird. Um, but I, I know a few of you guys have talked about how you don't want to show your face on here. You don't need to. Obviously, I do on my Instagram. That's just a personal choice. But if you're looking to do this without showing your face, there are websites where you can literally just get stock footage. I know a lot of people who do this successfully, and you just post like videos of random other people or random scenes. Some people even use like animals, just like tiger videos. Um, and you can post about that stuff every day, but as long as you're dialed in with your messaging and you're communicating, hey, here's a common problem, here's how I can help you fix it, comment below and I'll send you some info. If you're doing that consistently every single day, that's that 2 hours of work I was talking about. You just need to post like two or three of those every single day consistently. And if you do that, then you're gonna find your people. Here's how that works. Because a lot of people are like, doesn't seem like that would work just to post content. Like, how are people going to find you? One thing, one thing I thought is that I had to pay for ads to be successful with this. Okay. You do not need to pay somebody money for advertising with this. Everything that we do is like free organic growth. And that's what we teach people how to do. You do not need to spend money to make money with like advertising and marketing. The reason why is because Instagram and all other social media platforms are designed specifically by those companies to engage people with what they're interested in and what they pay attention to. And so, because Instagram wants people to spend more time on their application, they want all their customers to be spending more time in their app. Why? Because they want people to be like seeing more advertisements so that they're getting paid more by people who are paying for ads. But in order for people to spend more time on the app, Instagram is going to say, okay, I can see that Kathleen, every time she gets on Instagram, Kathleen, I'm not saying this about you. I don't know. I'm just using you as an example. But they'll just say, okay, every time Kathleen's on Instagram, she stops and watches videos about cats. Okay. And so every time Kathleen's on Instagram, we're going to put more cat videos in front of her because she likes to see that. And so they learn what you pay attention to, and then they show you things that are in line with that topic. How many of you guys have commented on a video about how to make money online? And then for the next 3 months, that's like 50% of what you saw on your Instagram was like more videos from people saying how to make money online. Okay. I'm sure your feeds are like, if you're seeing me, you're probably getting blown up with like at least 5 or 6 other people that are in a similar type of business. The reason for that is that the Instagram is smart. Their algorithms are designed to find what people are interested in and then show them more of that. So you can use that to your advantage as a digital marketer. And if you're consistently posting about a certain problem or a certain solution, Instagram's going to do the work for you for free to find the people out there in their billions of users that are interested in that and that have expressed interest in that already. And they're going to show your content to them for free. If you're doing things right, that's how you're going to build your following. And people from all around the world that are interested in your solution are going to start coming to you. As long as you don't give up and as long as you stay consistent, you're going to start growing that following. And then those people are going to go to your website, and then your automations take it from there and convert the sale so that you can be making money in your sleep. Okay. Does that make sense how this process works? Put a one in the chat if this is making sense so far. I know that there's like a lot more to it. Like I said, I can only kind of go over the basic structure on here, but I wanted you guys to see the full spectrum of how this works and how you can do it. And the average person can tap into this without having to be a rocket scientist. Put it to if you have like major questions or you're confused about any part of this. Or if you want to just put your question, you can totally do that too. Um, so when people are posting online, every time now when you go on Instagram and you see somebody talking about how they're making money with digital marketing, now you've at least got a framework for what that means and what that looks like. Okay. You're using social media, you're posting every day about your product, and then you've got somewhere where people can go to purchase it. Um, and that's it. You post online, you post these 4 to 7 second videos, and literally takes a couple hours a day. And then you can just continue to build multiple streams of income with multiple different products. At this point, I've got like 7 or 8 streams of income, combination of affiliate products and digital products. And that's the beauty of this is that you're not tied to just working for one company. You can just, I mean, the world's your oyster. You can build multiple streams of income and just play around with it and enjoy it and figure out what works best for you. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, there's a lot of aspects of this that are detailed and specific that you need to be able to set everything up correctly from square one. Okay. You don't necessarily need to be super tech savvy or understand all the dynamics of this. Think of it like a car engine. Okay, there's a lot of parts to a car engine. There's a lot of things that need to be assembled correctly. You don't necessarily need to know how it all works. As long as it's put together correctly, you just get in the car, you put the key in the ignition, you turn the ignition, it turns on, and you're happy, right? So if you were to try to build this all yourself without any instruction or without anybody showing you step by step how to do it, it might take you a long time and you'd have to do a lot of research. It's definitely doable. Just like you could go online and you could, figure out how to build a car engine. You could order the parts, you could put it all together yourself. But it's an intensive amount of research that goes into figuring out how to build all this out yourself. Okay. But if that's where you're at and you want to get started with this for free, then I would say you're better off doing that than doing nothing. Go online, get on YouTube, start doing the research and figure out how to start doing all this and putting the pieces together. But for me, I know that if that was like before I started this, if I was going to get involved doing this and having to do that research on my own, I just wouldn't have had the capacity or the patience to do that myself. So I took a course that taught me in 1 week how to set everything up step by step so that I could just literally like paint by numbers, go one, two, three, four, got it all dialed in. I know I'm doing it right the first time. And then I launched and made 10K my first month. Okay. If you want that type of launch pad so that you know you're doing things right and you can get launched quickly, then we've got a course that's very similar to the one that I took, except it's way better because now it's a year and a half later. We learned a lot. We've added a lot of content to it. Um, and it goes over like tons of different ways that you can make money online. Not just affiliate marketing, not just digital products. Teach it, but it does teach you how to create your own digital products. It teaches you how to use um, UGC, which is user generated content, where you don't even have to post on social media to make money with some of this stuff. And it goes over faceless digital marketing without how to specific strategies for how to do this without showing your face. And it literally goes through all this stuff in a super user friendly way for you to learn how to do it. Sonia just asked me if I took the roadmap course when I started. Yes, the course that I took was called the roadmap. It was an excellent course. It doesn't exist anymore the way that it was when I took it. Um, but Digital Wealth Academy is the course that we're offering now, and it includes everything that the roadmap course included, plus a bunch more. Okay, and it was actually created based on the information in the roadmap, but it's just been um, really made a lot more robust and I think more user friendly. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you guys what the course actually looks like and what's inside. How many of you guys, okay, before I go there, let's talk about this. How many of y'all put a one in the chat if you have ever purchased an online course that was like super disappointing to you? Or like if you purchased something online and you like it was so hyped up and you thought you were gonna like, you know, have some incredible results and then you got into the course and you're like, well, I just paid hundreds of dollars for this. Like what a ripoff. I'm gonna share a quick story. And if you guys have been on my other webinars and you heard this story before, but I always come back to this because it's like I just it was one of those core memories in my life that just kind of everything comes back around to. Um, but I about three or 4 years ago, my wife purchased a course um, that was I don't even remember the exact topic, but it was something to do with making money and some type of side hustle or something like that. And I'm pretty sure the course was $400. Um, and it was all hyped up about this, incredible strategy for how you're going to make money online. And we were excited about it. And I was like, hey, look, you know what? $400. If you think it's going to make you some money, let's do it. So paid $400 for the course. Um, it was, I think, 3 videos, which there's nothing wrong with that. If there's good content, 3 videos can be enough. But the first 2 videos were all about like mindset and like very fluffy, just like hype, like getting you excited about making money, but no actual content, no actual strategy, no pointers, no direction. It was all just words. Okay. The whole time, the creator of this course, which I don't even know who it was, but the whole time she was literally just getting you geared up. She's like, at the end of this course, I'm gonna reveal my strategy for how you're gonna make so much money. And so I'm just like, okay, like what's the strategy? Let's get to it. And then on the third video at the very end, she shares her screen and she opened up an Excel spreadsheet. And in that Excel spreadsheet, there was one column that showed how much, like a dollar value. And it was like $50, $100, $500, $1,000. And she was like, this column here is how much you can price your product for. If you're selling something, you sell a product. She didn't even tell you what product. She just says, here's what you price it at. And then over on this column, she had shown you how many times you would have to sell that product to make like $10,000 a month or something, right? That was it. That was her strategy. She showed you a math equation Like I could do that with my calculator in 2 seconds. Price a product at $100, you sell it 10 times, you make $1,000. I don't need you to give me a $400 course to know that that's the truth. Like tell me how to actually do that, right? Um, so anyway, all that to say, I was just like, I can't believe we just wasted this much money on a course that literally taught me nothing. Um, but if you guys have ever been concerned about what a course actually has and what it's going to teach you and whether or not it's worth it, that's why I want to show you guys what is inside of Digital Wealth Academy. Because, in my opinion, the cost of this program is like unbelievably low compared to what you're actually getting as far as the value. But I want you to see that for yourself before you even think about whether or not you want to get started with this. So I'm going to share my screen one more time and show you guys what this is about. Okay, so this is Digital Wealth Academy. I'm going to show you inside the course itself. All right, this is what the course looks like. And these are all modules. Okay, so every one of these little boxes that you're seeing are different modules of the course. Okay, so as you can see, there's a ton of different modules. There is a module on mindset, okay, but it goes way beyond mindset. This goes into like actually how to do your legal documents for your business. It goes into like pre-launch, how to set up. These are the different platforms I was telling you about, how to use each of these platforms, Stand Store, Funnels, of course, System.io, Beacons, to build your website and your sales page with all the automations that I was talking about. Let's look at System.io, since that was the example I showed you guys earlier. Okay, inside this module, you've got each one of these is a video. Okay, welcome to the System.io module, creating your free System.io account. And it's got a screen share and it literally walks you through showing you step by step what to click at each step of the process, how to set up your account, how to create your business name, how to create a logo for your business. Every step of this showing you the tools to use and how to do it so that you're never having any guesswork of figuring this out. All right. It goes through all of the steps. Each one of these is a video, guys, and they're all in bite-sized chunks. If you're like me and you're ADHD and you can't sit there for an hour, which I know we're already like coming up on an hour for this, but each one of these little videos, like you can see, this is a minute and 24 seconds. This one here is 2 minutes and 6 seconds. So these are bite-sized things that you can just take the next step as you have time to work through this at your own pace. But by the end of it, if you've done all these correctly, then you've got a working business set up by the end of this because it's going to walk you through every single step. Then it's going to go into social media, how to sell in your stories on Instagram, how to sell in your DMs, how to set up automations, how to do faceless marketing here. If you're a guy, men's digital marketing, viral reels, how to do reels correctly. You can see this literally goes on and on. This is just page one. Okay, we've got full business automations, maintaining loyalty with your customers, all of these different things. Even goes into how to use Amazon. Okay. Now let's take a step back. Is there anybody on here that feels a little bit overwhelmed by having like too much information? And they're like, whoa, that's a ton. Just say yes in the chat. If you feel like too much information is like a fire hose, and sometimes you can feel a little bit lost if you get too much. Okay. If that's you, don't worry, because this is actually set up in a way that makes this easier for you. I'm going to take you back to the first page of the classroom. Right here with DWA, it says start here. This first module is going to teach you where do I start. Okay. It's going to walk you through even how to navigate the course so that you don't feel lost in the sauce. This whole thing, how to go through this course, 3 paths you can take, next videos to watch. Okay. So as you can see, this is extremely user-friendly and something that literally anybody of any experience level can step into this and just follow the instructions and learn how to set up your business in a week or 2 weeks, maybe. depending on how much time you spend on it every day. That's the beauty of this, guys, is that it's accessible. It's something that any person can pick up and run with. Um, but what I will say is this: this is not a get rich quick. Okay, this is not something where I'm sharing my story of how I made 10,000 in my first month. That doesn't happen for everybody. Okay, I'll be totally honest with you guys. This is not something where I want you to come into this business model thinking that you're going to get rich in the next week. Okay, I've seen that happen for a handful of people, so it is possible. And you might see some people sharing their testimonials of how that's happened for them. It's great that that's possible, but I don't want you to come in thinking that you're going to pay off like your house in the next 2 weeks with this because you might not. And then you need to be prepared for that. Too many people start things in life and they don't finish them because they expect that they're going to make something happen like a microwave in like the next week. And if it doesn't happen, then it didn't work. But guys, this is a business, and businesses don't always work like that. You need to have a realistic mindset that this is something where like if you do this right, anticipate that it's a few weeks to get this up and running. Okay. This might take you a couple months of being consistent before you're actually like, making like, full-time income with this. Okay. Um, but that being said, where else can you make a full-time income with 2 hours a day? Where else can you literally something up one time and then just clock in when you have time here and there and build a six-figure business over the next, even if it took you 12 months? Where else can you do that? I don't know of anything in life where I've been able to put in this little time and energy and just stay consistent the way that I would basically like go to the gym. I know a lot of people that spend an hour to 2 hours at the gym every day to stay in shape. This is just like that, but don't buy this gym membership thinking that you're just going to buy the membership and you're going to get fit. You've got to show up in the gym every day and use the equipment and follow the steps. But if you do that, this works, guys. And I've seen it work for hundreds of people. I've seen thousands of people truly make solid, incredible money doing this business model. Um, and so if you're willing to put in the time and be consistent with it and learn the process, then I know that it can change your life just like it's changed mine. And I truly believe in it wholeheartedly because, I mean, you guys, it has completely changed my life. Um, Now, I'm going to answer a couple questions that are in the chat here. Um, Andrew asked, does your course offer anything about how to set up to receive payment? Absolutely. Yeah, that's a big part of the course. Um, if you're in the United States, the two platforms that we focus on for payment systems is Stripe and PayPal. And the modules, depending on which platform you use to build your website, part of that step-by-step process is going to show you how to set up those accounts, how to integrate that with your website so that when people put in their card information, you get paid directly, direct deposit, all that stuff. Okay, so the money doesn't go through third parties. It's just literally going to go through to your account with Stripe or PayPal, so that you get paid directly every time somebody's purchasing. And then he also asked, what about how to file taxes if you start making money? So because we're not like certified tax professionals, we can't actually give tax advice. That's something you probably have to talk to a tax professional about. What I will say is that it is running your own business. So it's like if you had a garage sale and you made money, like you're gonna have to report your income, of course, to the IRS, like with anything. Um, but there's tons of write-offs. There's tons of ways that you can actually use this to your advantage. Um, the tax advantages of being a business owner are pretty awesome. You can write off your cell phone bill, your home internet, your home office. A lot of those things are some great advantages. Um, but at the end of the day, I'll just be honest with you. You're never going to pay more in taxes than you're making because it's only a percentage of how much you make. So if I've got to pay, if I'm going to make $6 million and I've got to pay $1 million because I made six, that's still a deal because I walked away with $5 million, right? So somebody might, I've heard too many people be like, I'd have to pay so much in taxes, and I'm like, but you made more than you're paying. So like, just do the math. This is a benefit, right? Anyway, all that to say, um, we don't teach you all the details on that, but once you're making enough money to where that actually matters, it's you can hire somebody, and it makes sense to do that. Can you send links to or those classes to start things up? Yes, absolutely. The Digital Wealth Academy that I was just showing you guys that teaches you how to do all this from A to Z. That is a course that includes mentorship with me, meaning that I will actually personally be accessible to answer your questions and help you troubleshoot as you're working through the course. It's very rare to find that from people who are actually successful in this industry, so that they're personally going to answer your questions as you go through the process. Okay, but that is included with Digital Wealth Academy because I'm invested in your success and I want you to be able to have a resource, somebody that knows what they're talking about as you're building your business. Okay. Digital Wealth Academy is the cost of the course is $497. You get lifetime access and you get everything that I just showed you, plus additional resources like my Instagram growth guide. Um, Goes over my personal strategy for how I grew my Instagram account from zero to over 100,000 followers, just by posting reels. Okay. I go 45 pages into detail about like everything you need to do to be successful. You're also going to get my 10K in 30 days guide that goes over exactly how I made 10,000 in my first month. And then, like I said, the mentorship, but that's all included with 497. And there's payment plans too, if you need to split that up over time. So I know for some people, $500 is not feasible just to drop all at once. And if that's the case, then like, we can help you out with breaking that up over a period of time. Um, and you'd still have access day one. So that's the cool part is you'd be able to get started with the course, but you can have those payments going on while you're working through the course. Now, if you're interested in purchasing the course and signing up for that, I'm going to go ahead and put the link here in the chat. But if you have any questions about it, then I want you to text me. Or, I mean, you can put the questions here in the comments now, but if you have more questions or if you want to talk to me directly offline and just get some questions answered, I'm going to put my cell phone number here as well. And then I've had a number of students who that's the link for Digital Wealth Academy. Okay, and here's my number. So save both of those. Once we get off of here, you're not going to have access to the chat anymore. So make sure you guys are saving that in your phone so you can get to it later. But y'all, I've had a number of students who have gone through the course, and guys, the course covers everything and it's very in depth. But I've had a number of people who are just like, look, I don't have a ton of time to sift through things and figure things out on my own. And I just want to have a real person handhold me through this process and walk me through it and tell me the right things to do and just mentor me like intensely through this so that I can launch quickly and know that I'm doing it right. And like usually those people are like, hey, I'm looking to make like, 10K a month or more. That's my goal. But I want to make sure that I'm working with an expert so that I know that I'm doing this right and they're telling me the next step and I don't have to think. So I came up with a much more like in-depth one-on-one mentorship program. It's called my six-figure elite mentorship, and I just launched it last month. Um, I have very limited space for this, okay, because it's very time intensive on my part. Basically, what I do with this program is I essentially partner with you in launching your business. And we get on Zoom or on a phone call multiple times a week, and I'm giving you homework and I'm telling you what the next step of the process is. I'm looking over your shoulder, helping you build out your automations, helping you set up your website, telling you exactly like what we need to tweak and pointing out the problems so that when you launch, you know that like somebody who has had a year and a half of experience and has made $1 million online knows what you're doing and is telling you that you've got everything geared up the right way. Okay. So this program is obviously not for everybody, but if you're looking for something like that where it's like you don't have to be on your own, you've got somebody in your corner walking you through the whole thing, then text the word elite to my phone number and I'll send you like we can talk more about that, okay? Um, for that program, I want to get on the phone and like actually talk you through it, make sure this is a right fit for you because it is it's a the price of that course, that mentorship program is $2,500. Um, right now until Friday, I'm giving you $500 off just for being on this webinar. So um, text me the word elite if that's something that you're interested in just talking about. Okay, I'm not going to hard sell you. I'll just talk you through what all is included and what's involved, and see if it's something that you want to get in on. And we do have payment plans for that too. Okay, so you can start with the elite mentorship with as little as $105 a month. Um, but anyway, that's much more for like, hey, I just want to work with you, Ben, and launch my business with you, looking over my shoulder. So um, if you're interested in that, you've got my cell phone number there. If not, then I would highly encourage you guys to take a look at the website for Digital Wealth Academy. There's some frequently asked questions on there. Um, but if you're looking around online and trying to figure out how you're going to start making extra money with very limited time, this is the best way that I know to do that. Okay, because you're literally going to be walked through everything step by step. And by the end of it, you can, I mean, like if you look in our course community in Digital Wealth Academy, every single day people are posting in there about how much money they're making with this when they're just brand new beginners. So it's incredible to see like how many people are having success with this and how many lives are being changed every single day. Um, one question that I get from a lot of people is like, is it too late? Like, did I miss the boat? Is this saturated? Um, the quick answer for that is absolutely not. Okay, and I can tell you that with 100% confidence because I'm seeing people every day who are just getting started who are having incredible success. Okay, and the reason for that is that this is not just about like selling one kind of product. Okay, this isn't a network marketing business where everybody's trying to sell the same product. And if you're getting in on the tail end of it, then there's like too many people doing it. Okay. This course is to teach you how to set up an online business selling anything. And so there's unlimited, there's always new products coming out. There's always people looking for new solutions. And so there's always new ways that you can apply this material to make money, and it will never be saturated. Okay. As long as you're doing the right things, guys, there's never going to be a time where sales and marketing ceases to be a viable industry. Since the beginning of human civilization, there have been people who sell things and people who buy things. Since the invention of money. Okay? So, like, it's never going to go out of style, it's never going to disappear. And if you have the skills to know how to leverage these tools, then you'll always have a way to make money no matter where you're at in life. So, um, I'm super passionate about it, as you can tell. I mean, it's something that I will never stop doing because I truly believe it's the easiest way to make money, and it's incredible because you're actually helping people solve their problems at the same time. So, if you guys have any questions before we hop off of here, I know it's been an hour, um, but I'm here to answer your questions, and so I'd be happy to like stick around for a little bit if you guys want to chat and learn a little bit more. Also, if you guys are interested in the payment plan part, text payment plan to my cell phone, 504-402-8266, because I can walk you through how to find those payment plans as well. But but yeah, any other questions you guys have? And since we got 10 people on here right now, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna allow you guys to unmute yourselves. If anybody wants to like actually unmute and ask a question directly, feel free to do that. And I will get to these texts as soon as I get off of here. So hang tight if you're texting me right now. Any other questions you guys have? Nobody else has any questions? Absolutely. Yep, Melissa, sounds good. We'll talk more, I'm sure, offline. Marissa asks if this is for global. Yeah, absolutely. This is something you can do from any country around the world. Long as you have internet access and a smartphone or a computer, you can do this from anywhere. The only thing that you need to be able to do is have like a bank account so that you can get paid. So long as you've got a bank account and a way to accept payment, then you're able to do this. Yes, the prices that I'm quoting are US dollars. So just whatever the standard conversion is. And I see Marissa, are you in Australia? Are you the one that's in Australia? Somebody just texted me from Australia. Okay, awesome. Yeah. So you can, yeah, I know multiple people who are doing this from Australia, so you can totally do that. Um, but yeah, it is in US dollars. One other question that a lot of people ask me is how much it actually costs to run this business, like apart from the course, like how much, what are like the monthly costs associated with doing business? And I'll just tell you guys really quick that when I started this, I did everything for free that I possibly could because I didn't want to invest a ton of money that I didn't have to. Um, and the only money I really had to spend to launch and make my first 10 grand was um, it's like $50 total for a website domain, like a .com, and a professional email address. Okay. It costs like 50 bucks for the year for both of those things. Everything else you can do for free when you're getting started. So you don't have to spend money on ads, like I said. You don't have to buy any fancy software. System.io allows you to create your first funnel for free to build your first website without having to even pay for a subscription. So it's really crazy that they allow you to do that. Um, and uh, once you get to a point where you're making some good money and you've got like your business running, then there's some tools that I think make sense when you're actually making money to invest in to make things easier for you. But that's all down the road. So I mean, really, 50 bucks is all you need to get everything up and running. Any other questions? You guys can literally ask me anything. How long have I been doing this? So I started doing this about a year and a half ago, in 2023, and it's uh, it's just been an incredible ride. Like I said, I made 10 grand my first month. I was really blessed to have success right out of the gate. Um, and then, we've just grown it and done even a lot better since then. So, um, it's been pretty incredible. I mean, like just in the past week alone, I've made $10,000 just in the last 7 days. Um, so it's pretty amazing how you can grow this even just in a year and a half. I mean, used to be like I used to talk to people who are in business and like standard for like launching a normal business, like you're just expecting that you're going to be in the hole for like your first 2 years before you're profitable. So like that's like the normal business mindset is you just expect to be like in debt or not making ends meet with your business for the first year or two. With this, it's like no, you can literally get to that point within like your first month or two. Um, so That's the expectation here. Timmy asked if I've ever done print on demand passive. I personally have not done print on demand. I think it's a good business model. Um, there's definitely people who are making a lot of money with it. That is something that is covered in Digital Wealth Academy. It's one of the modules is about print on demand. So you can definitely learn how to do that. I've just never personally like launched anything with that personally. Marissa asked, she said, my problem is ideas. I'm great with processes and doing. Do the modules help with ideas? Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of resources to help you with ideas. And that's one of the things that I think with my mentorship, even just with the Digital Wealth Academy, like the $500 package, I can help you figure out what product to sell, and kind of get you pointed in the right direction with that. But the course does go into that a lot as well. Um, and if you wanted to really like dive in with me and get my assistance um, in choosing and maybe even developing your own product, then the Elite Mentorship, like I actually go like really deep on that topic with my students, and make sure that we've got that super dialed in so you've got a really solid product offer.